we started. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Scott Lewis, apartment game and more, Brooklyn Nets edition. I'm here with everything BK, John. What's up, John? Okay, we got him back. What's up, John? You there, John?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's up, man? How's
Okay, I
everything?
can hear you.
Where can you reach you at, John?
Everything's going all right. Ready for the draft. Ready for the fun stuff. Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. If you guys ever want to talk fun basketball, you can follow me on my Twitter at everything BK Nets John. Building a lot of good content over there on X.
Okay, that's all right. That's what's up. Today we're going to talk about the KD trade. That's what I really want to get
Mm,
to because for some reason that's going to involve the Nets.
possibly.
It's a possibility. I think, but a lot of rumors going around that the deal is already done.
Mm,
So I'm wondering if somehow the Nets can move up, and somehow it's San Antonio Spurs that's making the move for KD.
right. I think you have to look at many different possibilities right now. But what I'm hearing is that the two Texas teams, Rockets and Spurs, are very interested in getting Kevin Durant right now and definitely have all the assets to pull it off. And Brooklyn definitely fits as a third team to
Right.
get some good assets in that deal as well.
Yeah. So either way, the Rockets or the Spurs don't have to commit that much future draft picks or whatever the case may. Yeah. So for some reason, yeah, I think they don't want to give up future draft picks. So that's the whole move. I mean, I didn't see the Knicks or any other team really making a move like that. So possibly the Knicks can. What the Knicks need to really do is show up their bench. But the crazy thing about the Knicks, they looking for a coach, and it just doesn't look good for them too. So they got a lot of issues and a lot of problems. But as far as the Nets are concerned, moving up in the draft is definitely a thing that they want to do. So I could see them trying to make a move up further up to try to get their player. Are you still there,
Yeah,
Joe? You getting
there's a little
feedback?
echo going on.
Yeah, yeah. John got echo. Okay, no problem. But yeah, for some reason, that move would be the right move as far as um, the Nets are concerned. Moving up into the draft, trying to get that 1, 2, or 3 pick. Oh, they definitely ain't getting the one. But getting the third or the fourth pick or the second pick, in the case of San Antonio Spurs, and give them the eighth and another 27th pick, I can see them making that move to try to move up into the draft. So I
Hey,
also can
Scott, can you
see.
hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Yeah, I can also see Houston in the play because Houston can use Katie's shooting ability, and it'll make them a much better team too. So
Right. I definitely think it runs to the Spurs right now because they could actually trade a big three of KD, Wemby, and Fox.
yeah,
And the good thing with the Nets, we can be that facilitating team to offer assets and collect assets at the same time.
right.
And let's say if we have to collect Grayson Allen from the Suns and we get the 14th pick from the Spurs, by sending out, let's say, Claxton to the Suns. That would be a great deal for the Nets.
Right. Yeah,
Like
I
we have
see
many routes to
something.
go by.
I definitely see something moving, shaking, but the whole thing is with the draft coming, it's not going to move until right till then. So teams are not going to move until the draft. So, which is right around the corner. I can't wait. Be honest with you.
I think every Brooklyn fan is ready.
Yeah, to get this over with, so we can either cry or be happy. You
Well,
know.
be happy. We really
Yeah.
want to be really freaking happy
I really
for
would like to.
once.
I really would like to. Yo, what you think about the Knicks coaching situation?
Knicks are a freaking mess. Clean up on aisle 50, downtown
They
Manhattan.
can walk down the aisle with a bucket, right? A mop
Facts.
bucket. Yeah, I mean, why would you even? I understand opening if they wanted to move on from Thibodeau, why would you do it without having a coach already? Just
It's
leave it
buyer's
be.
remorse, Scott.
Just leave it be without making it so public and causing so much chaos.
Right.
I don't get that.
You would think the Knicks would be a little smarter about this, but let's remember they have James Dolan as the owner, they have Jalen Brunson's godfather and Leah Rose as the GM, and they have Rick Brunson, Brunson's father, as the highest paid assistant.
It's too
It's a
much.
messy
Too much.
hierarchy.
Too much friendly stuff going on. Family things. He's the
Right.
godson of Leon Rose. I mean, come on, man. What's going on here? What's going
Right.
on here? It's this not. You should be running this like a NBA team, not a family function. This is crazy. But
This is like twisted musical chairs or the Golden Coach Bachelor.
and be honest with you, getting either one of them. I mean, yeah, you giving up everything that what little that you do have to get any superstar over to your team doesn't make any sense.
Right. And Stephen Bondi said the Knicks are out on Kevin Durant. So they're
Yeah,
actually 0-6 right now.
right. I knew they were going to be out of care. I don't think Kevin Durant would want to play here. Be honest
He
with you,
wouldn't.
Hey, listen, Kevin, I love you. I don't know if the rest of the people love you. I appreciate you being with the Brooklyn Nets. It was fun. I had a good time with you here. I wish you the best. Stay away from the Knicks.
I think he wants to go to one of the Texas teams. I think it's
Yeah,
Houston, the
less
Spurs right
stress.
now.
Less
And what it's
stress. He could
looking
just
like.
focus on basketball, man. Less
Right.
stress because coming to New York, they making moves like they going to the finals. You need to show up your bench. You need to be quiet and make moves. Make moves quietly. But
You,
listen. Don't listen to me. Do your own thing.
you know what's wild, Scott? They were interviewing playoff coaches in the afternoon and then interviewing play in coaches in the evening. They went to Snyder and Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan? What does he have to do with making the Knicks a championship team? Like Scott, would you be happy being the seventh, eighth, or ninth option to coach that team as
No.
opposed to being a number one option?
No, because the expectations are crazy high for the Knicks right now. First of all, Thibodeau is a better coach than half the people you already said. He had a great season. They had a
Right.
great season last year. I don't see the logic behind getting rid of him. But if you want to make a change, you feel like somebody will get you over the hump. All right, no problem. Get rid of somebody, get you over the hump. You should have an idea already who you was going to do. You should have that already lined up. It shouldn't be like a last minute thing.
That's the problem when you give up 6 picks for a role player in
Hey,
Mikkel. And now
yeah,
you're trying to get a whole new identity in a coach, but you gave away Brunson and Phibbs, who were your identity. So
yeah,
whoever you get, the identity is going to be all over the place.
yeah. I'm not sad about them giving up them picks. So, but
Not at all.
it helped me out. It helped my team out. But what I'm saying is, for your team, you should be focusing on your bench. I mean, you making a big deal out of everything as far as this coaching thing. You should have been focusing on your bench from the very beginning once you was out of the playoffs.
Right. And the problem is this free agency is not that good.
No, it's not.
And if you don't get Kevin Durant or Giannis, you basically have to find minimum guys to fill up that bench. And there's already turmoil with Karl Anthony Towns being in trade rumors, Josh Hart not knowing what his role is, Mikal just stinking up on defense, and Brunson, the mother flopper,
The
he just
flopper.
doesn't play defense at all. It's like it's a problem.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. Yo,
Yeah.
what's up? What's up, Iceman? What's up?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so I mean, yo, this shit is crazy. I'm just looking at that turmoil over there. Just have my money when it's time to pay me. That's all. That's how I see it. Do what y'all want to do. You had a great season. I would have been
having
happy
those
with
Knicks
that.
picks is huge, Scott,
Yeah, I know.
especially for 2027,
Oh, I know. That's
2029, and
that's a,
2031.
oh, that's gonna be golden. I
Facts.
appreciate y'all. Thank you for giving us some golden nuggets. I do
Golden
appreciate
Nuggets. Crispy Golden Nuggets.
it. Thank you. Thank you for that. We need it. And I hope we don't decide to trade for it for anything stupid. Not unless you're getting Giannis and the team is already together. But
Based off what I'm hearing, Scott, it seems like the Nets aren't going to do anything crazy this summer.
that's
It
good.
seems like they're going to try to get a second lottery pick
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
try to get expiring salaries and more draft assets this summer and
That's
plan
what
for bigger moves in 2026.
that's what they should be doing. Focusing on getting picks and seeing what we can get. That's it.
Right.
That's it. And look at the market as it comes. Don't be too greedy. Don't be too fast. You don't have nothing to prove. Just get the team together and that's it. Get a direction going. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the Knicks. Don't worry about Philly. Don't worry about Boston. They all gotta have their own issues. Things change. The East is weak, so some of these teams should be happy the East is weak because they're going to be kind of weak themselves. So everything is lovely. We still might make the plan because of this. I have, but see, as far as tanking concerned, we don't need to do that. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it's not, it's not. As we can see in this past draft, there's a lot of teams that didn't get what they wanted. Trust me.
Right. And I don't know if you heard about the rumor with Philly today. They might be willing to move off of pick number 3. And apparently Brooklyn might be willing to take on Paul George's unnecessary contract in order to get Ace Bailey.
How many
So my
years?
question to you is, could Paul George, Cam Thomas, and Ace Bailey be a potential late play-in team for Brooklyn if they made that deal?
It's a possibility. How much? How many years is left on Paul George's contract?
3 years,
Three
but he's
years.
making over 50 mil the next 3 years, so
But
that's a
is
little
it
bad for the
50
cap
mil per
space.
year? Is he getting
Yeah,
$150 million?
yeah, it's a
Oh
horrible,
wow,
disgusting contract.
that's a little
But in
tough.
order to get Ace Bailey, you have to ask yourself that question, Scott. Considering who we currently have on this roster,
Yeah, but that's a lot of bread, man.
right? But we have a lot of picks to eventually trade off of George's contract,
That's
so
true.
it's not a death nail per se.
I don't know, man. You freeing up for your division rivals. They probably could make moves later on within 2 years that we can't do because we stuck with his fucking contract.
Right, but we comes off after 3 years, and if we want to make big moves in 2026, we could definitely move off his contract with the draft capital we have.
Mm. Okay.
And you're taking the chance on Ace and Cam Thomas developing as your duo. So if you could move George eventually for that star piece to pair with Ace and Thomas, then you kind of
I
got
don't think.
something there
Do you think
potentially.
anybody really want Paul George right now?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. So he's dead money. It's like Ben
But
Simmons.
if Brooklyn is interested in getting that third pick, anything can be possible at this point.
Uh, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's possible, but it's like having Ben Simmons all over again.
Right. There's probably a high chance it doesn't happen because Daryl Morey and Sean Marks did really bad business in the past.
Of course they did. They don't like each other.
Right. So you also have to look at Washington and the Pelicans, who we could potentially trade up with and get Fears if that's our main goal.
Fears. Yeah,
Right.
I think that's their main goal. I think trying to get two picks under the 20 mark is really what they want. I'm thinking they have their eyes on at least two
Right.
players. I don't think they can use 4 picks in the first round. So, but how you get off?
That's why trading up is probably a good possibility.
That's it. It's a possibility.
If we could get Fears with a lottery pick, we could try to trade up to get maybe a power forward in Rasheed Fleming or Thomas Sorber, who could be a combo big.
Right. I don't mind taking somebody else's contract as long as it's expiring.
Right. That's going to be the tricky balance for Brooklyn.
That's the tricky thing. I don't want to take nothing for 3 or 4 years. That's crazy.
Right. That's why the Kevin Durant thing is so interesting. Say they trade KD to Miami. Duncan Robinson is expiring contract, and we could get his contract in draft capital. Or if we trade with the Spurs in the Kevin Durant deal, we could get Barnes in that 14th pick.
Clearly, the
Yeah.
Nets are in position to deal and will. They are in, and a lot of teams want the Nets to get involved. They really do. That's
Well,
because
we have to get involved. We have $50 million of cap space, and we have so much flexibility.
Yeah, we have to spend.
Got to use it.
You got to use it. And so it's not like you can't use it, but it should be to our advantage. It shouldn't be our disadvantage. Right. You know, as long as it's to our advantage, then it works out. But you don't want to be stuck with an aging star like for 3 years.
Right. But it depends who they want to get on draft night. You could try to make a big swing at Ace, or you could wait for Fears to drop in your way, or trade up for spot at 2 to get Fears.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
OKC, they built theirs in over 3 years on just draft picks. So I think it's real important that you know what you drafted. You got to just get it right.
Right.
You just got to get it right, and you got to have a vision already. So once you have that vision and that coaching, where the coach agrees with you with the vision that they trying to do,
right,
it can work out. But you can't have no chaos. Like look at the Knicks. You can't have chaos. I know they gave Thibodeau 5 years, but you got to remember, you was still building the team.
Right.
You just added Cat last year. That was your final piece. So he had 1 year with Thibodeau.
Listen, I think the Knicks played okay for most of the season, but they were never playing like a championship team.
No, they wasn't.
They were a minus 81 as a team. So not exactly like they'll blow the roof off the place.
Right. I mean, I thought they had a good year. Be honest with you, I'd have played it back. I'd have just got some pieces to put on the bench to make you stronger.
I mean, right, but you got to look at the main problem, Scott. Some of these main core pieces don't want to play consistent defense. That's not on Thibs. That's on them not doing their jobs.
Yeah,
and they all threw him under the bus.
Yeah,
the Villanova frat party boys.
Yeah, well,
that was all them.
Not exactly a great defensive player. That's the thing.
Right, and now they're stuck paying Mikal Bridges a potential $39 million salary to average under 16 points. That's horrible.
Yeah, that is horrible. I think Bronson is not really what we make him up to be. Like, I understand he's a great player. I'm not knocking his play. His shooting ability is phenomenal. His defense is not phenomenal.
Nope.
And any team, any great player that we look at in the history of NBA, anybody we put at a superstar level can play some defense. They can play D, or else you're not going to be putting them at superstar level. That's just the way I see it.
Right.
And
And their team the previous year was better on defense because Brunson was able to play hero ball as the main guy with good defensive pieces. Fast forward this year, you have a good offensive duo with Towns, but defensively you've given up a lot. So if you're not playing good hero ball, you're getting killed on defense.
so
And
that
they did get
trade,
killed on defense
so
against the
so
Pacers.
that trade made them defensively weaker
Very weaker.
when they got
And
Cat.
getting Mikael Bridges was probably the weakest move
Well,
of the
I
bunch.
think Cat was the weakest defensive player move.
Mikael was just as bad, honest. If we're being honest,
Yeah,
Scott.
well, he played bad, yes, but I think he can play better. I think he
Mm,
moves his feet better. He moves his feet better.
the problem is Mikael can't dribble, and
No,
he
he's
takes
not.
these weird step away mid range
He
shots. And
never.
his 3-point shot, he changed up this year, looked really bad at different
Yeah,
times.
he had and he had a bad start too. So I mean, hey, they didn't pay a lot for Mikal, but they paid a lot for Cat.
Yep.
They
And now
gave
they
up
want
a
to try
lot
to
too.
trade him, and nobody wants him.
I mean,
Like the Bucks don't want him.
with
The Suns didn't
Mikal,
want
with
him.
Mikal, they gave up their future. That's what they gave up.
Yep. All they had to do was wait till this offseason, Scott, and they didn't. And I'm happy about that for Brooklyn.
But nobody could foresee that Giannis wants. Giannis didn't say he wanted to move though. He really didn't say he wanted.
I think he's waiting
I think so too.
till maybe next year's trade deadline
Yeah,
to
I
ask
think so.
out.
I think it's next year. It's coming. I can feel it in the wind.
Right.
I can feel it in the wind. It's coming. But Giannis is under 30, right? He's 31,
He's
30?
31. He's going to be 31
He'll be
now.
31 this year. So he's still got about 3-4 years left.
Right.
I can't. You really can't say how long somebody has, but
You know what it is? I think he's waiting until the trade deadline to go on a team that can make big moves in 2026 off season. I
yeah,
think that's what he's really waiting
I
for.
think so too. 2026.
Right.
That's probably the what he's waiting on. For sure.
Right.
I This is crazy though when you think about it. How how the NBA changes. A lot of moves, and you don't realize what's coming up. But it is always something.
Right. There's going to be a lot of crazy movement. This draft, right after it, 4 or 5 days after free agency, and then you have to see what the landscape is like. The
Right.
East is very weak right now. The West is going to get crazy strong if KD goes to a different team. And if Giannis somehow eventually goes to the West, it's going to be crazy on a different level.
Right. Right.
So these next few big moves could really shake up the whole NBA landscape.
You honestly think that the East will be that weak?
It's a very open field right now. And especially with Boston, who are willing to trade everybody, including Jalen Brown and Derek White, with the exception of Jason Tatum.
Right.
So if they break a lot of that up, the East is very wide open for pretty much anybody. And the Nets in 3 to 4 years could be a top 6 seed
Right.
if they
Right.
play the cards right.
Yeah, that's true. We have to see. This is going to be interesting.
Right.
I mean,
And
this
you
is
really
going
have to wonder if Boston wants to get off of KP's contract and if Brooklyn want to absorb his contract with draft capital. That could be a potential domino move.
He has a short contract too. I think his is almost
30 million expiring.
Yeah, I would take his 30 million.
That's good cap space for us.
Yeah, I would take his 30 million. You figured you're gonna have to pay Cam Thomas. You're gonna keep him. You're gonna keep who else?
The Dayron thing is still up in the air.
Yeah, but he's not gonna demand but so much money.
Right, but it really depends on if you can move Claxton, though. You don't want to be having over $35 million committed to a center position unless you know they're going to be cornerstone guys. That's why you got to move off Claxton.
Mm. Okay, that's gonna be interesting.
And Zaire Williams, he's definitely going to get re-signed. He kind of fits Jordy's defensive identity right now.
Right. Right. They got a lot of decisions to make.
Whole league does, honestly.
Yeah.
But as soon as the NBA Finals ends, you're going to see crazy movement. They said a KD trade could go down next week.
Yeah,
So it's coming.
I know, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I have a feeling my hands. You know how some people say their hands itch when they got money. Well, my hands are itching, and I feel the Nets got something coming.
Better be something good, or else those hands are going to be full of
Full of
itchy
blood.
bites.
Yeah, I just have a feeling that something is going to happen. I mean, it's no way possible. It's not. The KD thing is going to kind of work in our favor. I wonder if KD is our lucky charm.
Well, I mean, the ironic thing is the Nets could collect a second lottery pick just being a part of a KD trade. You could
That's what
kind
I'm
of say
saying.
that this is part of the original haul for us.
Right.
Like, especially if the Spurs want Kevin Durant. I could see us getting the Spurs 14 lottery pick and Harrison Barnes expiring. But whereas the Suns could get Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sochan, and maybe Kelvin Johnson plus picks.
Right.
Like, that could be a great three-team deal for us.
Well,
Or if Miami wants
what if the
KD
Spurs? What if the Spurs take out 8 and say 26 pick?
for KD,
Yep.
that I think that would definitely be something.
I would give up that 8 and 26 pick.
I don't know.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible, man. He just got. It's possible.
Yeah, but it really depends on what team will ultimately get him and
Because
what
the
assets
Spurs
will be
really don't need the
distributed.
second pick if you get picking up KD.
Right, but I don't think KD's value is like that where it's worth the number two pick anymore. Shocking to say, but he's 37 on an expiring contract, and the Spurs have so many assets. That's gonna be in their favor.
Right. I
Plus,
think
the Suns want rotation pieces and maybe 2 to 3 picks at most.
Hmm, I don't know.
I think for the Nets right now, if Miami or the Spurs are involved, we have a good shot as the third team to get expiring contract and some capital, potentially a second lottery pick, especially with the Spurs.
Mm,
I don't know about Houston. I feel like Kevin Durant and Sengun would be an
right.
odd combination, especially if you're sending out Jalen Green to get KD. It really feels like the Spurs are the front runners because you could create a big three of Wemby, KD, and Fox, and we
Right.
could be that third team to take on Barnes and the Spurs 14 lottery pick.
Mm. Yeah, that's a possibility. That is a good possibility.
Don't forget Minnesota
Yeah,
because Ant Man
yeah, that's
he
true
sees
too.
KD as his hero,
Yeah,
but they
they
don't have the
don't.
exact assets to make a perfect package. But if KD wants to go to Minnesota, they could probably pull something off.
That's a possibility.
Right.
I know he likes the Ant Man, so I know him and Ant Man probably get along.
I'll tell you, if they don't get a second star with Ant Man the next 2 to 3 years, look for those rumors of him asking out to start hitting like a freaking nail, man. Like Ant Man wants a second star with
I think
him.
Minnesota is right there though. When you think
Yeah.
about it, I mean, as
Not
far
with
as a
Rudy
team,
and Randall, Scott. Yes, they got to the Western Conference Finals, but you saw how OKC easily picked them apart.
yeah, but I'm saying they not really like they ain't doing what the Knicks are doing.
Yeah, but they're the second most expensive team. And
Yeah,
if you ain't winning titles, they can't necessarily keep paying those guys that type of money. And Ant Man, you saw how he felt this year, calling his team soft and all that.
right.
Like he wants to play with stars and win a title.
Yeah,
So that could be a huge domino effect if they don't get a star in the next 2 years for Edwards. And don't be surprised if Ant Man goes to the East eventually if they don't win.
you see him playing in the East.
I could definitely see it,
I can
especially
see him
since
getting.
stars eventually will need to shift to the East. And you
Yeah,
hope Brooklyn could be getting one of those stars if they make big moves around that time.
yeah, because Brooklyn will be in a position to do so.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. There's a possibility that he would come to the East. There is a possibility.
Right.
But
It just
I just see Minnesota as one of the, honestly speaking, I didn't think OKC would be down 2-1, to be honest with you.
Pacers just playing on a different level right now. A lot of effort, a lot of versatility, and you can see with the Pacers, you don't know who's going to be the best player every night, but they all contribute. McConnell, Pascal, uh, Turner, Mathurin had a career game,
Yeah.
28 points, he crushed it. McConnell, like I said,
Yeah,
uh,
10 points,
Ben
5
Shepard's
steals.
effort has been
Yeah.
good, and
Defensively.
Halliburton had another near triple double.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were all just playing really well, and defensively they were locking down Shea and Williams. Once you lock those two down,
Yeah,
hard to stop Pacers at that
they
point.
become normal.
Something like that.
OKC become a normal team then.
Right. But this game 4 is everything for the Pacers. They got to find a way to take it because if they don't, I think momentum goes back with OKC. So
Yeah.
really, the Pacers got to play like they played in Game 3. But I will say this: OKC is now playing on the Pacers timeline with only a day's rest.
Right.
How will that play a factor into today's game?
Right.
That's
And
gonna be
plus, you
huge.
got to look at it too. I mean, I don't see them coming back if they go down 3-1.
Right. And if
That puts them.
OKC somehow doesn't win, they got to make a lot of moves this summer. They have draft picks in this draft. They have movable contracts, and the Giannis of it all. Realistically, OKC can make the biggest monstrous package to get the Greek Freak.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You still there, John?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. They do have a lot of. OKC got a lot to deal with. They
Yep.
really do. They got a lot of movement that they got to do. Lots of movement.
Especially if they don't win.
Yeah, especially if they
And
don't
they could be a
win.
team we could do business with. They had an eye on Cam Johnson at the trade deadline.
Right.
They have movable contracts and 2026 picks that we could want. So that could be a potential option if they don't win.
Right. Yeah, that's a possibility. I just don't see. I'm not surprised that the Pacers are playing the way they are. I'm really not. I'm kind of. I would be surprised they go up 3-1.
Right, but it's not
I just see
possible.
I see it going 7. But to be honest with you, I
6 or 7, I feel.
yeah, easy. I don't see the Pacers going straight out right now. I mean, but it's a possibility. You never know. I think
Game 4 is going to be
OKC is
everything.
in territory. Even though they were down 2-1 to Denver, wasn't they?
Right, and then they came back
But Denver was hurt.
towards the end.
Yeah, the Pacers are not hurt.
You know what's interesting? For OKC, it's about getting 4 wins. For the Pacers, every game is a game seven for them. That's the
Right.
mentality they need to have.
I think that's
I
the way the league is looking, and everybody, all the fans are looking at.
Nah, listen, the league is about to eat some humble pie because small market teams like the Pacers, if they pull off this unexpected,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
if they pull off this miracle of excellence, Adam Silver and these NBA officials are going to have to acknowledge it
Right.
because they bucked the system this year with good teams getting top picks. But look at this bottom team now winning the whole thing.
Mm. You still there?
Can you hear me, Scott?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but it would be a huge thing if the Pacers could pull this off.
Wow, this is crazy. I mean, it would be a huge thing, but the whole thing is everybody keeps saying that for some reason that these two small market teams, nobody's paying attention. People that really love basketball. This
The
is
ratings have been good from what I've heard.
this is intriguing to me. I mean, it's I didn't see this.
If you're a fan at the end of the day, you'll watch.
Go, that's why. All right. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know about this draft. I hope everything works out for us, but there's a lot of moving parts. That's what I see.
It really depends on who you draft and
Yeah.
if they move up or not.
Right.
And I saw the recent list of who they've worked out. Jeremiah Fears, Nick Clifford, and Hanson Yang all stand out because they all play different positions at point guard, forward, and center. Those could be interesting prospects for us for our picks.
Right. Right. We definitely need a center. We definitely need a center.
Badly.
Yeah. I just Renault has always been the one I was, but now everybody is on him, so mess me up.
If
I
we could
can't.
somehow get Rasheed Fleming in this draft by moving up, that would be a huge steal for the Nets.
Right.
7'10", wingspan, can shoot the 3-point over 40%.
Right.
Looks like a brick house of a prospect. Those are the type of guys you want if you want to shorten this rebuild.
Right. Yeah. Rashard Fleming is definitely a pick that I was looking at. So we'll see. Hopefully everything works out next week. When's the 26th? Well, we got how many days left?
I
2
think
weeks.
14 or
Um,
13.
is it today's the 13th? The 26th is draft. Next
So it's
week
about 13
Friday,
days
there's going to
away.
be some kind of talk. You're going to hear a lot of talk. It's going to be a lot of talk.
Well, as soon as the NBA Finals end, you're going to hear a lot of talk.
Yeah, I think the league is everything is kind of dying, waiting for this to be over with, and then there's going to be a lot of movement. Looking forward to it,
It'll be
man.
interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Ace falls on the three.
Right. You think Ace falls back? I think he falls back.
Well, considering Edgecombe just had a big workout with Philly, he met the officials, management, and Tyrese Maxey flew out to meet him. That's quite something. It means that they really value Edgecombe. I heard they have a workout plan for Ace, but if those other guys ain't there, it means Edgecombe might be a bit high on the totem pole, which
Right.
means Ace could fall.
Right. Yeah. Would you take Edgecombe over, say, for instance, Fierce?
Mm, it depends. Because we really need a point guard badly. And I like Edgecombe, but his match with Cam Thomas isn't really there. Whereas with Fears, at least you get to experiment with an actual backcourt. think that's why Fears might have an edge for us there.
Right. All right. Well, we see, right? That's for sure. We definitely gonna see. I just want to talk about one more thing. There's
Hmm.
one thing I wanted to bring up was NBA players overseas and how you know, some people think that the NBA is going to be, like other leagues overseas is going to be competitive to the NBA. But I personally think that the money is not there yet. And what I mean by the money is not there yet, as far as the players are concerned, the revenue is way different than it is playing in the NBA. And in order for any league to compete against the NBA, they would need to be able to get the fresh new prospects that the NBA gets.
Right.
And a lot of young players do not want to play overseas. They want to play in the NBA.
Right.
So that alone is the reason why it will be tough for overseas like China and the other Europe leagues to compete against the NBA. What you think?
No, it's definitely an interesting statement. I think the good thing about this draft is you got some European players really trying to make a mark here. I mean, look at Noah Senge. Not a lot of people had this guy as a top 10 prospect. They had him being around 18, 20. And now, realistically, he could be a top 10 prospect in this draft. That's
Right.
huge as far as international players go. And I'll tell you this, if we don't get Fears and we stay at 8, there could be a high
You got
chance
a
we
lot of
draft
echo.
Noah Senge.
John, you got a lot of echo.
I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's see if you can. All right. Try again.
But yeah, international players are definitely rising up in the NBA.
Yeah, definitely is. Maybe you should come back and try come out and come back. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of NBA teams, a lot of these young prospects that come out of college, they prefer to play in the NBA because the money's there. They're getting money also at the college level. So for them to go to overseas, I mean, they definitely ain't getting it in as far as being collegiate college players overseas. They're not going to get paid as much as, say, for instance, here, especially with the endorsements. So that kind of move where overseas people going overseas to play, even a top prospect, would be a way for you to actually see that, yeah, okay, if you said like Cooper Flag went to Spain, I mean, could you imagine that? That would be devastating to the NBA. That would be a reason why it would be competing against the NBA. Until then, I don't think it's possible. I really don't. But that's just me. That's my That's how I see it. But I don't see the NBA moving that way. All right, I'm gonna get ready to turn off. While wait, John came back. You got back
Hear me,
in,
Scott?
John? Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I just don't see it happening, John. The the NBA losing grip to overseas players moving overseas. I just don't see that.
Well, maybe players that get older might
Yeah,
go to
when they get
Euro
older,
more,
yeah, when they get
especially if they
older,
want a bigger payday.
yeah, they're getting older because actually the NBA is a young man's league.
Right.
Look at Ant. Ant is 23 years old. It seemed like he's been in the league for 5 years, but he is only 23 years old. I mean, he got a long way
Right.
to go. He got a
Well, it's
long
why
way to go.
versatility is so important.
He got a long way. I see why a lot of teams want young players. I see the value in it. I understand that because you can lock them in. You get them at a reasonable price. You can see them grow into the team. You can see your team grow, and you're not paying $50 and $60 million. But from a player standpoint, just like any other union or group of players, when you get say 27, 28, 29, 30 years old, your value is higher. And the way the system works, those old players can't team up like they used to. So now you have to have a case where you have one high paying pro or superstar or whatever you want to call it, or a veteran, and you need young players. So having those draft picks is real important. Real important.
It takes the right mix
but you got to
build the
draft
right
right.
team.
You got to draft right, and
Most definitely.
And your coaching and your general manager got to be on the same page. Everything got to be in place. That firing coaches, which we see all the time, coaches getting fired left and right. That's crazy. That brings no continuity to a team. Having new management come in and out. If your team is serious about winning, the coach is going to be there for 5 or 6 years in order to show result. Or else, yeah, go ahead.
A coach can only do so much.
Yeah, but
Can't hold your hand for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I know the players play, but the system got to be the same. The players feel off the system. They look at the coach for information and ask, and the coaches give them what they need. Sometimes what you need to hear if you're a good coach. I mean, if the players respect you.
Again, I think Tibbs is probably the best coach the Knicks have ever had,
for
especially
sure.
this century.
For sure.
But the way they did him dirty was horrible.
That was the worst thing. I've never seen anything like that. You just took me to the fucking Eastern Conference Finals. Why would you fire your coach?
This has everything to do with Jalen Brunson, man. He's in control of that team. You wanted his frat buddy, Mikal, you got him.
Well, he had the
You
best
wanted Josh
season.
Hart, you got him.
He had the best
You wanted
season he ever
Towns,
had.
you got him.
He had the best season he ever had.
Like,
How's that hurting you? You had the best season. He let you play all day. It wasn't like he said, no, don't go out there. You had opportunity to go out there. He would have listened to you. His father is on the coaching staff. Come on, man.
they just didn't want to play 90 basketball.
But the league is, you know what? The hell with them. Like I said, from a Brooklyn Net fan, I just have to say one thing. Have my money. That's all. Just have.
Thanks for the 6 picks, Captain Brunson.
Have my money. That's it.
We'll wisely use them.
Have my money.
Won't trade him for a role player.
Have my money. That's all I want to know.
Have my money. Good one.
All right, man. I'm getting ready to go off. I'm gonna get off for a few minutes. I'll probably get back on with my man, big fan Breezy. Yeah, I think he's on right now. So y'all can check him out.
Thanks for having me on, Scott.
No problem.
Good discussion.
Thanks for coming on, John. I appreciate you.
Sorry if I'm a little echo on this end. The technology really is horrible.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for checking me out. Peace, love. Check it out.
Peace, everyone.
Everybody. Bye.